Alright, gentle bros, gamers and legends, as promised, this video will be my instant earthquake and instant heal titan. This is definitely my masterpiece, my blueprint. I came up with this in last league, and this league I just continue with it. As you can see, we have instant earthquake procs covering the whole screen, even more than that. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I try to do this as ethical as possible, meaning not using the low life headpiece for extra damage increase. I'm using Thrill Steel for the speed and whatnot. And yeah, the gear I have is nothing too crazy. The only thing you kind of need is flat damage on rings and gloves, which I also don't really have in the highest rolls and whatnot. All three flat damage on rings, but still pretty good. It destroys everything. In map clearing, as you can see, is just absolute breeze. Breach here as well. I have all 8 points in breach, so it's fully decked out. Mob spawning as well. There are some changes to breach and strong boxes. A huge patch, I would say. I have a full detailed video in the right upper corner if you guys want to take a look. And yeah, I will show you some gameplay here first, and then I'm gonna show you or talk about how it works first. And yeah, with this build, besides the instant earthquake, we have instant heal from time of need. There is 1.4 seconds delay between each proc of the time of need. That's when my character glows golden. But I believe it's running down to 1 second. I could be wrong though. I don't really know. I haven't really stopped it and stopwatch and whatnot. But for a single target, here in a second you will see on the boss, we're using Rolling Slam. I also have a full build in the right upper corner on Gimling, only Rolling Slam. This skill is undefeated for a single target. It is absolutely ridiculous strong because of aftershocks on top of that. So if you use Seismic Cry in heavy stunned enemy, which copies your slams, and we have aftershocks, which also copy your slam, we have 6 hits in one Rolling Slam. 6 hits, because by default, Rolling Slam hits twice in one use. And aftershocks make it 4. Seismic Cry makes it 6 hits. Ridiculous, right? Let me fast forward a little bit here because I was picking some stuff. Using a shield and offhand for mapping to be on the safer side with defense, because you can see we have no problem killing enemies with 1 two-hander. Absolutely no problem. And you can see I also have run only 1 unique on the gear. And my jewels are also super bad. From this video, I was like 80 something, 89, I'm not sure. But I leveled from 85 to 91 or 92 yesterday. I haven't changed a single thing from this footage, but I have many upgrades or ideas how to upgrade it. Now, running Herald of Ash, we are running reduced skill effect duration on this build, so we have instant earthquake and time of need. This also applies, sadly, to Herald of Ash Ignite. It reduces the duration of the ignite on target to 0.6 seconds, which is not good. So my plan is, I will talk about it later as well, I think, but my plan is to get flat lightning damage on all rings and gloves. That way we have pretty good, amount of lightning damage, and I want to run Herald of Thunder instead of Ash. You could also do the same with Herald of Ice. You can get flat cold damage on rings and gloves, and just slap on Herald of Ice, and that's also good. You can do that no problem. But let's be real here. You don't need a single Herald of anything on this build. The AoE clear is so ridiculous that you don't need that. But there are also an item I will talk about as well. Rage gloves, unique gloves in this league is a new item. It makes you topped up with rage stacks, so that will be a good addition as well to this build. But yeah, on this boss, by the way, you can just spam Earthquake here and you will kill the 2 mobs next to it. And here I was showing the jagged ground duration is 0.6 seconds right here. And I'm running only 1 support gem that produces the skill effect duration. Furthermore, which is the Swift Affliction, which brings it to 0.8 seconds. So you don't even need to run the support gem. If you're fine with 0.8 seconds, you can run a damage gem, especially if your gear isn't the best or in a good spot when it comes to damage-wise. But yeah, I personally know there's a big difference between 0.8 and 0.6. I think it rounds up with the 0.8 to 1 second. But yeah. This is just a little showing the 0.8 seconds. I don't really have aftershock procs, which I will here in this one with 0.6 seconds, but so it's kind of misleading, but I just find it better. Anyways, the boss here. My goal when it comes to pinnacle bosses, I also messed up my rotation. I was supposed to open with Rolling Slam, but yeah, I didn't. I eventually want to kill bosses without heavy stunning them. Just straight up spam roll slam and just kill them with that. But this AoE reminds me of PoE 1 Earthquake. Someone said it on the stream yesterday. I kind of agree with him. But let's take you, as you guys already know, I'll show you. We got a full planner on Mobalytics, which I will link in the description. Excuse me, this is a trade window. So this is a full detailed written guide with all the ups and downs, armor band. But yeah, as ethical, no running deepest tower, which I might end up using eventually anyway for the big damage. And yeah, some recommendations, some combinations, what you prefer, if you prefer something else. And I also have a POB. Now, Mobalytics has a link or there is a code for POB on the right side in here. So you just copy that and put it in POB and you can see the full breakdown. POB is a bit weird though. Like, as you can see here, Earthquake with weapon set 1, which is, by the way, my single target damage, it's 90.6 thousand. But if I was swapped to weapon set 2, which is on mapping with AoE nodes, not single target, the damage almost doesn't change. I have a slight feeling that, what's it called? Giant's Blood does not show DPS increase or with extra weapon or something. It's because this is really weird. The difference of nodes I have on both weapon sets, it's really weird. But anyways, yeah, this will be in the description. So let's take you in the game. Let's talk about the skill gems first. Now let's talk about how it works first, okay? I know this may be a bit shocking on the tree, but trust me, it's really needed. So first cluster, we want reduce skill effect duration near at hand. For this, you need to play Titan with Hulking Form because this increases the small nodes by 50%. And then we path from here with a big damage increase. This, by the way, scales damage like crazy. I might make a separate video how to scale damage on melee, especially warrior. But we path up top in here for the other cluster for reduced skill effect duration and forthcoming. You might have a question, why not anoint this one or put it on the Megalomaniac gem? It's because it's not enough. You still need these two 24% small nodes. You still need that. With anointing this, I tried it last league, I tried it this league. It's just not smooth. Same thing with Kitava. People were asking me a lot if you can run this in Kitava. Sure you can, but dropping or not having Hulking Form is gonna turn these nodes into 8%, which is quite a huge difference. It's like, what, 12% difference? I think 4, 8, 16% actually difference, and that's quite noticeable. It won't be as smooth as fast. So I really recommend Titan. Also has a big AoE increase here, multiplicative 20%. So that's a huge too. So that's why this build works. We also have Swift Affliction here on Earthquake. I showed you this less duration of supported skills does apply here. It brings from 0.6 to 0.8 if you don't use it. So again, you don't have to use it. You can use Martial Tempo. You can use Fire Infusion in it if you want. Or, I mean, I have Lightning Infusion, but it's up to you. And for fast forward, you can see my character being, glowing. That's the heal. That's the proc from Time of Need. Right now, I don't even have level 20 skill gems. Everything is level 18 or 19. So this one is level 18 with 20% quality, 540 life. If you can get it level 20 and corrupt it with +1, so it will end up 21. I believe the heal is 700. And if you get 700 heal every glow, which is 1 second. So that's like, I don't know, that's just insane. It removes curses, it removes ailments. You're basically immune to curses and ailments. Like, this is, I would call this the best warrior build in the game, because not only the instant earthquakes, but this as well. One thing I forgot to show you is, because Hammer of the Gods also applies here. You don't have to wait for Hammer to fall from the sky. It's instantly dropped down on the ground if you use Hammer of the Gods. Ridiculous. I should have showed it. Forget about it though. I don't use Hammer since the change. I just like Rolling Slam much more, but yeah. So that's the basic of the build, how it works. Let's talk about skill gems. You can see these here, don't pay attention to it, but we got Rage in Earthquake. Rage hits twice. It gives you Rage on for each hit. So right now I have 5 Rage or 6 Rage on hit. So in 1 Earthquake, I will get 12 Rage. So 3 Earthquakes, fully capped. And your main damage doesn't come from here first hit, but the second one in here. Okay, keep that in mind. Now, we have Lightning Infusion here. I'm a big fan of a shock debuff on the target, 20%. So with this, nothing survives the second hit anyway. But if it's on the rare, you will still apply a shock for the second Earthquake. But you can run Fire Infusion, because I know this reduces fire damage, which we get from Infernal Cry, but doesn't matter on maps at all. And for bosses, it doesn't matter either, because we don't use Earthquake. Swift Affliction for less duration. Reach for AoE at the cost of accuracy doesn't matter, because we're running Resolute Technique, which is no needed accuracy. And magnified effect for more AoE again. You can see it covers the whole screen. You see that? All the way, everything. Especially when you proc the red earthquake. And red earthquake, man, hello? That's like the best drape out there. So yeah, that will be it. Did I lower the sound? Yes. On the Rolling Slam single target, you want to get Reverberate. That's a new support gem. This scales aftershocks from total attack time. So you want 2 seconds on Rolling Slam because that makes it 100% aftershock. It always procs aftershock, which is a free hit, if you will. So 1 and 2, this is default attacks, and then 3 and 4 is the aftershocks. And Seismic Cry makes it 5 and 6 as well. So that's Rolling Slam. We got the Heavy Swing as well. Less attack speed, but multiplicative physical damage, which is good. Close Combat, again, multiplicative damage. We got Heft, more physical, again, multiplicative, pretty crazy. And Conk effect here for another multi. So it's just packed only with multi. It's pretty insane. Seismic Cry with Dazing Cry. If you're, fighting pinnacle bosses that are hard to stun, or Trial Master or whatever, you start with Seismic Cry to apply this debuff, because this is a multiplicative stun buildup for 8 seconds. But this one is, you could even flex this skill. You don't even need that. With good gear, you will one-shot everything without heavy stun. So you might drop that for, let's say, any mark, like multi mark, if you're doing lighting version, like I will do, to have a higher magnitude on shock. And you can apply single out. Single out breaks armor from your physical damage, just automatically with hitting with anything. Or you can, with break armor, you can slap Splinter on Earthquake if you want. On the for mapping whatnot, if that's what you want. Now Infernal Cry, we got Tireless, amazing support gem. We got Inspiration for less cost. It's quite expensive, you can see. 266 life if we didn't run that. Raging Cry for more rage regen, and Premeditation for even more damage. Shield Charge, this is our mobility, so Ingenuity for cooldown. You can run this in Infernal Cry if you want, but I like this. And we got Stomping Ground for some damage, why not? It's like this ground, if you want to run that, some damage. Auras, we get Time of Need with Fast Forward to make it as fast as possible. Overwhelming Presence, so mobs are easier to get stunned, and you have easier time applying ailments like Shock, or Ice from Herald of Ice if you want to do that, or Ignite. Herald of Ash for some extra AoE, and also it looks good. And Berserk for amplifying the rage buff. Rage damage buff, because for each stack you get 1% multi attack damage, and this one is amplified even more because it can go up to 60%, I believe, increased rage effect, which is a lot. With this, you would want to go for extra rage here as well. Again, this is buffed by Hulking 4. This is very strong, very good, if you want to go do that. So we got that. Let's talk about the Ascendancy points. So Hulking 4, that's given. You need to run this one. Now, the last 4 points, I'm a big fan of the Ender Aftershocks. This is going to make your Rolling Slam 100%. And my Earthquake, without any support gems in it, is 47 right now. So it's almost like, 50. So 1 and 2. That's pretty good. We also got more AoE, which is very important. And Ancestral Empowerment, which got buffed in this league. I don't know why, because it was already cracked. This is multiplicative damage, 30%, and more AoE as well, 20%. Every second hit. It's always red highlighted. And it looks so good. It looks so good. When it comes to other skill points, you want to rush this bad boy. This also works for leveling. My friend who ran this build last league, he's running it now because he just got back. He's level 33 and he says it's working. So rush this first. You want to proceed here. Eventually, I want to get either armor here because my armor is pretty low, I would say. Or you could go even for extra damage here. Right here, we want to take Aftershocks. 40% AoE, ridiculous, and Earthquake is Aftershock. Extra damage, extra strength for Giant's Blood requirement. And we also get life and damage from this passive here, so strength stacking is good. Down here, extra socket, I might spec out from here. But I was on the way to get max rage. Here, I do use this gem. Lets you allocate passives around Avatar of Fire. It used to be super cheap, like 1 divine. So this lets me pick Titanic. It lets me pick heavy armor, which is good armor increase. Skull Crusher, multiplicative damage on heavy stunned enemies. And I can also get fire exposure. If you want to go with the fire side, this is very good. But other than that, extra aftershocks, very important. Up top, a blood magic, so we don't have to use mana. All the way up top, damage nodes. This scales the damage so goddamn well. This is really good. Really good. And because we path up towards this route anyway. And if you think this pathing looks bad, it's actually good. This gives you strength nodes. Again, it's easier time having enough strength for two-hander with Giant's Blood. So you're not limited to find strength on every single piece. And it gives you like extra jewel socket. It used to be 3 jewels, but since they removed them, it is what it is. You can do something crazy as well. You can get Hand of Chayula. You can pick this passive right here. And you can socket two curses. One enfeeble, so targets do less damage to you. And you can go with, like, for example, flammability to reduce targets' resistances. Or you can go with conductivity for lightning. You can go with temporal chains. I mean, the sky is the limit, right? So you can totally get this instead of Seismic Cry if you want to. Also an option. And I have 2 weapon sets. Weapon set 2 is for AoE. That's the green line. This is for block because I have shield. More AoE in here. We got some more AoE in here. And 1 point in this bad boy and in this bad boy. That's for weapon set 2. Weapon set 1 is the red line, which is single target, which is right here. Let me, yeah, it's highlighted. It's right here, right here. We got some in here, and we also got vocal empowerment for, yeah, more damage while we have a war cry up. So I think warrior builds definitely need to run both weapon sets to utilize the maximum potential and whatnot. But when it comes to shield, I am not capped on block, 68%, but with this passive, this translates to 68% damage. And on top of this bad boy, which does literally the same, it's, you know, ×2, which I have anointed on my amulet, which does nothing on single targets. So I might, yeah, I'll talk about the plans in a bit. So this was the passive tree. When it comes to jewels, I have pretty dog water ones. You get Rage. This one is kind of good for mapping. Block chance, defense, Rage, stun build up. That's pretty good. I dropped it in the map yesterday and crafted it. This one is whatever. Max fire rage, armor, rage from melee hits. That's not bad. So you want to look for these passive. This one is very good too. You want to look for these notes on the jewels. It's going to help you with the rage uptime quite a lot. And around the avatar fire, if you don't have this jewel, you can definitely anoint Titanic on amulet. You can definitely do that and put points in armor if you want to, or in here, depends. So not end of the world if you don't have it. On the gear, two-hander, on the mapping setup, we have this bad boy. You want to look for melee skills, attack speed, physical flat damage, physical percentage damage. And then it's up to you, either fire flat or lightning flat. And the last suffix would be something like strength, for example, would be good. On the headpiece, Thrill Steel, Onslaught, amazing passive, increased skill speed, which is both attack speed and cast speed. This applies to Warcries as well, as you can see. Warcry speed and movement speed, so it's kind of good. Especially with running shield and chest piece that produces movement speed. On the chest piece, you want to run Ornate for the life regen. So armor, life, strength, resistances. This applies to all the armor setup. Also the chest, the shield. Shield, you want to run a high block chance, very important. And extra PDR is good too. As you can see, it brings quite a lot here, like 9%. Movement speed on the boots, I'm missing 5% here, so that's kind of unlucky. On the rings, flat damage is very important. I have low rolls, 4 and 5, so nothing too crazy. Strength and resistances, good stuff. Same thing here. I actually run with life here, but no flat fizz or lightning, so it's kind of bad. On the gloves here, I have only 1 flat damage, which is a physical tier 7. With life, attack speed, strength, important stats. And belt here is armor, life, strength, resistances. Again, same story. I would love to get third charm here, but not possible. You are seeing third socket or third slot for ring. That's from Ritualist. I don't know. It's just visual bug. You cannot socket it here. Now for the weapon set 1 on the single target bossing setup, we got this weapon, which I had in the stash and crafted it. So there's no attack speed. I went with skill speed. I have a feeling attack speed soul cores are better though. It seems they are multiplicative. So, but this is good for war guys. And I have quite a lot of fire damage here. So this is my other weapon. And leave it here. And dual wield, this is so good. There is one thing that people get very swayed. They think dual wield is bad because they see this number go down when dual wield. Now it goes up because I have a good strong weapon, but basically, Giant's Blood does not show in this tooltip, and people think it's bad because usually this number goes down because of this right here, right? But and if you have dual wield, second weapon is extra damage instance, and that's far more damage than any of the reductions or any of the shield passives that give you extra damage. So keep it in mind. Dual wield is always better for damage with two-handers on single target, because you also get extra stats like plus melee skills, right? Like this brings from level 23 to 28, which is ridiculous damage increase or power. So keep that in mind. There is another weapon in the patch video I told you about earlier. They are buffing shrines, and I believe it will also affect this weapon. I tried my Rolling Slam Gemling, which I have a full video as well in the right upper corner. I tried this weapon there with a shield, and getting shrine effect every 10 seconds, basically non-stop, is insanely strong. This weapon is very powerful. There is a huge damage you can get with Corrupted. I believe I bought this one for 8 divines. This one was a bit more expensive because it had good corruption. So I believe this also got reduced. This is very good on 8. Reduced attack speed is bad. But I believe there's gonna be some spotlight on this weapon with the new patch coming out that buffs shrines. And you can also get some Atlas here that gives you duration and effect granted by shrine in your maps. Not sure if this works with the weapon, but I can see it being all in one category, so I can see this actually working as well. I might try it out. So that was the setup. You get some potions here. We don't really need mana potions, so this one is not even the best, but not too bad. Some charms here, like freeze and whatnot. You don't need this. You get dispelled of everything with Time of Need, which procs every second, so you're immune to any debuffs and whatnot. So that's all good. Now, rotation. On map, it's pretty simple. It's straightforward. You just Earthquake. But on single target, it's actually simple as well. You need to find a way how to get Rage. So I guess we could proc 2 Earthquakes first to get Rage stacks, and then Rolling Slam, but you basically buff yourself up with Infinite Cry and just Rolling Slam. And just Rolling Slam. If you heavy stun, you use the Seismic Cry, Infinite Cry again, and Rolling Slam. That's it. That's it. This is anti-vision. I like one button builds, I'm sorry. But if you want more active buttons, you can drop Seismic Cry, or you can drop Shield Charge, up to you. And you can actually go with Hammer of the Gods. You can actually do that, no problem. Also, forgot to mention Amulet, my bad. You need Spirit on the Amulet to be able to run all 4 auras here. I am not running, I don't have enough Spirit to run any of the Spirit gems like the Life Regen Vitality here. I don't have enough Spirit for that. But for bosses, you can swap it for Cannibalism, because Cannibalism is only for mapping. So you can totally do that. You know, my regen is 100 life. That's pretty good. If you do end up running the unique gloves that give you non-stop rage at the cost of life regen per second, you need to invest in some life regen in here in passives. There is a good cluster here as well. It's pretty far though, but you can run that. So when it comes to my future plans with this build, this will be just the first, iteration of this build, the first showcase. But my plan is to get maybe low life headpiece, which is kind of like, that just breaks every build in terms of damage. But I like the life on it. I like the chaos. I don't have a single character that's chaos capped, so I like this headpiece for that reason as well. And the low life stuff, the damage here is just absolutely ridiculous, and your hits are lucky. If you could find or anoint this bad boy an amulet, I would have no problem. But no, not this one. This one, Perfect Opportunity. I believe they removed it from anointing. Oh, never mind. No. This one is not anointed. Scratch it. I'll take it back. But yeah, that's pretty good. You can also use a Megalomaniac Diamond that has this passive. This is actually very good. Your damage is lucky against heavy stunned enemies, so that you can go after it. But my plan is to get the Dexterity. So I have this Time Lost Jewel that I bought yesterday. And I have this Megalomaniac with Battle Trance, Extra Rage, and Dexterity. And I plan to run Herald of Thunder, which sadly requires the Dexterity. I hope they will remove this in the future, this requirement, because there are so many builds that can use this, but if you're playing pure strength, you unlucky, right? You cannot do that. So I want to get some strength to run Herald of Thunder, drop Herald of Ash, but we'll see how that goes. I ran Herald of Thunder on my Earthquake setup, like I talked about in the first league, so that will be definitely a way to go. And I believe I covered everything. If I did not, I will make sure to put it in the comments, or I will make, updated series with this also in the planner. So thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I also stream every day on Twitch and YouTube. As you know, as you're watching it right now, I'm going to the gym. So after gym, I'll be streaming like a madland, farming some maps. I dropped 4 raw divines yesterday, and I had 20 exalted orbs in one map. It's pretty insane. I love farming with this build, definitely my go-to. But you guys take care, have a good one once again, and peace out until next time.